The rain had begun as a gentle drizzle, misting the balcony of their apartment in soft, silvery droplets. Yn stood at the edge, her bare feet pressing against the cool, wet floor, the rain soaking through her clothes and clinging to her skin. She closed her eyes, spinning slowly, letting the raindrops splash across her face, dripping into her hair. It's kind of freeing, she whispered to herself, smiling despite the cold that bit into her skin. Inside, Jungkook was at his desk, reviewing patient charts. The gentle pitter-patter of rain on the window had always been calming to him, but tonight, a nagging feeling kept him uneasy. His eyes flicked toward the balcony door and froze. It was open, completely open, and she wasn't inside. Yn. His voice was sharp, a mix of concern and exasperation. He rose immediately, moving toward the balcony with long, swift steps. His heart sank at the sight. Yn, drenched head to toe, spinning and laughing as the rain soaked her completely. Yn. Get inside right now. Jungkook's voice boomed. Yn stopped, turning slowly to face him, her hair plastered to her face, water dripping down her cheeks. It's just a little rain, it's fun. She called back, her voice bright and mischievous despite the cold. He clenched his jaw, rushing to her side. Jungkook. I told you not to play in the rain. You'll get sick. Yn. I wanted to. Just a little fun. She said, spinning again before he could catch her. Before he could react, Yn shivered violently. Her teeth chattered, her body trembling from the sudden cold. Jungkook's breath caught. Baby, he murmured, catching her as she stumbled. The cool wetness of her clothes against his chest sent a spike of worry through him. You're shaking, you're freezing. He scooped her up in his arms, her small, wet body pressed tightly against his warm one. She whimpered softly, burying her face into his shoulder. Yn. I'm okay, I think, she muttered, though her blue lips betrayed her. You're not okay, Jungkook said firmly, though his voice softened as he looked down at her. He carried her into the bedroom, gently laying her on the bed. Jungkook. We're getting you warmed up, right now, he said, beginning to remove her wet clothes with careful, deliberate movements, brushing her damp hair from her face. Yn. I just wanted to have fun, Yn whispered, shivering uncontrollably. Jungkook. I know, baby. But you ignored me, he said gently, though his heart ached to see her trembling. He prepared a small injection, drawing the medicine into a syringe. This will help you recover faster. It might sting for a moment, but it's necessary. In's eyes widened, her small hands flying up to cover her face. No, I don't want it, she cried, curling slightly, shivering as she trembled in his presence. Jungkook knelt behind her, his hands gentle but firm on her shoulders. I'll be quick, just a little sting, and it's over. You're strong, baby. You can do this, he whispered, pressing soft kisses to her hair as she squirmed. Her body wriggled instinctively when the needle touched her back, the sting sharper than she expected. Yn. Ah, it hurts. She cried, tears streaming down her face. I hate it. Jungkook. I know, baby, I know, Jungkook murmured, rubbing her back soothingly, holding her tightly so she wouldn't panic. Within seconds, the injection was done. Her sobs racked her small frame, but Jungkook held her close, whispering gentle reassurances. Jungkook. All done, see? Not so bad. Yn sniffled, her face pressed against his chest. Yn. I'm sorry, she murmured, embarrassed by her tears. Jungkook. You're fine. You're my brave girl, he said, pressing a kiss to her temple. Rest now. You need to get better. Hours passed, but the fever didn't break easily. Even after the injection, Yn tossed restlessly under the covers, her cheeks flushed with heat, lips dry from thirst. Jungkook hovered constantly, refreshing the cool cloth on her forehead, checking her temperature, forcing her to sip water though she resisted every time. By dawn, her stubbornness began to surface again. Jungkook Pov. I think I should give her one injection more in suppository treatment, then she will feel better. Then he silently go to another room and prepare injection and came towards Yn. She is laying on sideway and her eyes were closed. She is trying to sleep, but then Jungkook pull her page ants and page auntie down and clean the area and earth the n euro dle. She started crying. Ah, take it out. It's who hurt Jungkook. Shish, just a mint. It's over. Then he pull the n euro dle out and rub her butt. She is still crying. Then Jungkook pull her page ants more down till her thigh. Yn got shocked and turned to face Jungkook. Yn, what are you doing? Jungkook, patting her butt to calm her. Baby, I have to give you suppository treatment.Yn's cheeks burned as she pulled the blanket and hid under the blanket, her hands clutching the sheets. Yn, I don't want to do this, she whimpered, embarrassed and teary-eyed. Jungkook taking her hand in his gently. Jungkook, I know it's awkward, baby. But it's necessary. I need you to trust me. She shook her head, sniffling. It's so embarrassing, I can't. He pressed a soft kiss to her temple. You're safe. I'll be right here the whole time. Just let me help you get better. Her tears rolled down, but slowly, hesitantly, she allowed him to guide her, still hiding her face in blanket. Then Jungkook took the blanket from her and she is laying on her right side. Then he hold her butt k and insert the medicine. Her whimper and shy glance was met with his gentle words. Shish, it's okay. You're doing great. I've got you. He then placed his finger there for a while, then, after a few moments, he held her close, rubbing her back softly. All done. You were brave, I'm proud of you. She buried her face in his chest, still embarrassed and trembling. I hate it. Jungkook. I know, he murmured. And I hate seeing you suffer. But this is care, love. I only want you better. After few hours, Jungkook made soup for Yn and he came to room and sat on bed to feed her. Yn. I don't want soup, she mumbled weakly when he set the tray beside her. Jungkook. You need it, he replied firmly, spooning the warm broth. Her brows knitted. Yn. It smells weird. I'm not eating it. Jungkook exhaled, his patience thinning. Yn. Stop acting like a child. Her eyes glistened, and she crossed her arms, turning her face away. I don't care. You're bossy. I hate when you order me around. That hit him. His jaw clenched, and for a moment he said nothing. Then, slowly, he set the spoon down and leaned closer until his shadow loomed over her. His deep eyes locked onto hers with that dangerous calmness she knew too well. Jungkook, do you think this is a game? His voice was low, steady, carrying more weight than a shout ever could. She swallowed nervously but forced her defiance. It's my body. I can choose what I want. His lips curved, not in amusement, but in a sharp, restrained smile. He leaned even closer, his breath brushing her ear. Jungkook. No, when you married me, you gave me the right to protect you, even from yourself. Her heart stuttered. His words wrapped around her like chains, not cruel ones, but ones forged from devotion. She wanted to argue, to throw another tantrum, but his hand came up to gently but firmly cup her chin, making her meet his eyes. Jungkook, you are my wife. And my patient. And right now, you will obey. The authority in his tone made her chest tighten. She had never been able to win against him when he used that side of himself. The doctor, the protector, the man who carried too much weight in his heart. Tears welled up in her eyes again, partly from fever, partly from the intensity between them. Yn. You're scary when you're like this. He softened slightly, pressing his forehead against hers. Jungkook. I'd rather scare you than lose you. Her resistance cracked. Slowly, she let him feed her the soup, each spoonful warmed by his steady hands. She whined, pouted, made faces, but he stayed calm, patient, though his eyes betrayed a quiet storm inside him. Later, when he tried to give her oral medicine, she pushed his hand away. YN. No more. I feel sick. Jungkook. That's exactly why you need this, he countered. YN. I said no. She pushed harder, her feverish body trembling with effort. Tears spilled again as she kicked the blanket off. You don't listen. You just control me all the time. Her voice broke into sobs, raw and childlike. Jungkook froze, guilt flashing in his eyes at the sight of her breaking down. He sat beside her, pulling her trembling frame against his chest, even as she tried to wriggle away. Jungkook. YN, he murmured into her hair, do you even know why I'm like this? She hiccuped against his shirt, fists pounding weakly at his chest. Because you don't trust me, because you think I'm weak. No. His arms tightened, holding her still. Because I once lost someone I loved to the same sickness. Rain, fever, negligence. And I swore I'd never let it happen again. Her sobbing slowed, confusion flickering through her teary eyes. She pulled back slightly, staring up at him. Someone you lost. Jungkook's jaw tightened, and for the first time since she'd known him, his eyes revealed a crack in his perfect armor. My older cousin. She was just a little older than you when she caught pneumonia. She laughed off the warnings, just like you. By the time she was hospitalized, it was too late. YN's breath caught. The weight of his past settled over the room like a heavy blanket. She had never heard him speak about this before. Jungkook. That's why, he whispered, brushing a tear from her cheek with his thumb. That's why I can't be gentle when you ignore your health. Every time you cough, every time you get sick, it drags me back to that night. And I can't lose you too. Her heart ached, guilt mingling with love. She rested her forehead against his chest, whispering, I'm sorry, Tae, I didn't know. He kissed her temple softly, lingering there. You never listen, in. And that's why sometimes, his hand slid down, giving her thigh a light, warning squeeze. Sometimes I have to teach you consequences. Her eyes widened, cheeks heating. Why you wouldn't? He gave a low chuckle, the strictness in his gaze returning. Don't test me. Her breath hitched, a mix of fear and fluttering warmth swirling in her chest. His duality, gentle husband and strict protector, was both overwhelming and intoxicating. The fever finally broke by the next evening. The injection and medicine had done their job, though YN's body still felt fragile and weak. Jungkook had hardly left her side, hovering like a shadow, feeding her, wiping her sweat, ensuring she didn't slip back into danger. But once she was out of immediate risk, his eyes grew colder. YN was sitting up against the pillows, sipping warm tea when she noticed it. That calm silence, the way he folded his arms and leaned against the dresser, watching her with those unreadable eyes. YN. What? She asked, nervous under his gaze. Jungkook. You're better now, he said quietly. She blinked. Yes, thanks to you. His voice was low, too steady. Which means it's time to talk about what you did. Her stomach dropped. She quickly set the teacup down. Jungkook, I already said I was sorry. Sorry doesn't erase the fact that you risked your health for a few minutes of fun, he cut her off, stepping closer. Sorry doesn't erase the fact that I warned you, and you ignored me. Do you know what I went through watching your fever rise? Watching you suffer when it could have been avoided. Her lips trembled. I didn't mean to scare you. You did. His tone sharpened. And if I don't make you understand the consequences, you'll do it again. Her eyes widened, heart racing. Jungkook, you don't mean. He sat beside her on the edge of the bed, his presence overwhelming. His large hand cupped her jaw, tilting her face up until her eyes met his. His voice dropped, low and firm. Yes, tonight, you'll learn. Her breath caught. She tried to wriggle back, stammering, but I'm still sick. You're recovering, he countered smoothly. And this isn't to hurt you. It's to remind you. His words sent chills down her spine. The sternness in his gaze made her feel like a child caught red-handed, yet beneath it was an undeniable tenderness, the kind that made her ache with guilt and love all at once. Before she could resist further, Jungkook gently but firmly pulled her across his lap. And pull her page ants and page auntie down. Her hands gripped his sleeve in shock. YN. Jungkook. No. This is embarrassing. Jungkook. Exactly, he said calmly, holding her in place. Maybe embarrassment will make you think twice before defying me again. Her cheeks burned, eyes stinging with fresh tears. You're so mean. His palm rested on her back, warm and steady. No, I'm strict. Because I love you too much to be careless with you. And then came the first sharp smack. Not painful, but enough to make her yelp. YN. Ah, Jungkook. Why did you go into the rain? Smack. YN. Because, I just wanted to play. Jungkook. Was it worth this? Smack. YN. And no. Jungkook. Why didn't you listen when I told you no? Smack. Smack smack. YN. Ah. Crying. Her tears spilled. Because I thought you were being boring. He paused, his hand resting on her hip, his voice dropping softer. And now, do you still think I'm boring? She shook her head quickly, hiccuping through tears. And no, you're not boring. Her voice cracked. You're the only one who takes care of me like this. His strict expression melted just a little. He brushed her hair back from her damp face, tilting her chin to meet his gaze. Jungkook. Then promise me. No more playing in rain without my permission. She sniffled, whispering, I promise. Jungkook kissed her temple, then carefully lifted her back into his lap, cradling her like something precious. His thumb wiped her tears as he murmured, That's my good girl. She buried her face into his chest, still trembling from the mix of shame, relief, and overwhelming affection. His hand stroked her back slowly, grounding her. YN. I hate you sometimes, she mumbled into his shirt. He chuckled, resting his chin atop her head. No, you don't. You hate my strictness. But you love me. She stayed quiet, but the way her arms wrapped tighter around him betrayed the truth. For a long moment, they stayed that way, her curled in his lap, him rocking her gently, the storm of discipline giving way to soft silence. Finally, he whispered, When you're fully better, I'll take you out. Somewhere special. Under the sun this time, not the rain. Her lips curved into a tired smile against his chest. Promise. Jungkook. Promise. He kissed her hair. Because your joy means everything to me. I just don't want it at the cost of your health. Subscribe my channel if you like the video.